Hello, my name is Denis Halandzovskyi. Thank you for joining me. If you believe in Ukraine's resilience and the importance of clear strategic communication, please subscribe and like this video now. Today, we focus on a significant diplomatic development. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is planning a visit to the United States in November. This trip comes at a pivotal moment, with Ukraine under severe pressure on the battlefield, in reconstruction, and in diplomatic negotiations about the future of the war. Why does this visit matter? First, it signals that Kiev is seeking to deepen and solidify its relationship with its most important ally. A November visit means timing is tight. The coming weeks will be dense with preparatory work, high-level meetings, and strategic decisions. Secondly, the visit underscores Ukraine's awareness that diplomatic momentum must match battlefield effort. If support weakens or falters in Washington, Moscow may seize the advantage. At the same time, this trip is not without risk. Ukraine enters the meeting with high stakes. The US might press for progress on peace discussions, reconstruction plans, or financial commitments. The impression of weakness or an unbalanced agenda could harm Ukraine's negotiating position. President Zelensky must therefore walk a fine line. He needs to secure strong US backing while ensuring that Ukraine's core interests, territorial integrity, security guarantees, full sovereignty, remain non-negotiable. Furthermore, the broader context is tense. There are signals from various sources that a US-drafted peace plan is nearing completion and may be presented imminently. President Zelensky's upcoming visit could serve as a platform for Kyiv to shape that process, or alternatively, it could be the moment where the terms are handed down. Reports suggest that the Ukrainian president intends to use the trip to assert that any resulting agreement must reflect Ukraine's priorities. The implication? This visit is more than a photo op. It is a diplomatic hinge point. Ukraine must use it to reinforce not just its alliance with the US, but also its role as an independent actor in shaping its future. The world will watch whether the US supports Ukraine's agenda or attempts to guide it. As we prepare for the next block, we'll dive into what the possible outcomes of this trip might be, what Ukraine should prioritize, and how Kiev can turn this visit into a strategic win rather than a gamble. Welcome back. Let's now explore the potential scenarios emerging from President Zelensky's planned US visit, and what they mean for Ukraine, its allies, and the war's trajectory. Scenario 1. The visit delivers a strong package of support. In Washington, Zelensky secures firm commitments, increased military aid, a clear roadmap for reconstruction funds, and US backing for Ukraine's place in European and Atlantic frameworks post-war. The US recognizes Ukraine's leadership in negotiations, agrees to bind security guarantees, and pledges to coordinate with EU partners. If that happens, Ukraine strengthens its hand dramatically, both on the front and at the negotiating table. Scenario 2. The visit results in modest gains, but with strings attached. The US offers further support, but frames the aid in relation to progress on diplomatic concessions or acceptance of a broader peace framework. Ukraine gains resources, but may receive pressure to accept terms that weaken its long-term position. The November trip becomes a moment of compromise rather than consolidation. Scenario 3. The visit disappoints. The US signals limits, or internal US politics delay commitments. Ukraine leaves Washington without the breakthrough it needs, and the trip becomes a symbol of stalled hopes. In the interim, battlefield conditions remain difficult, Allied unity weakens, and the diplomatic momentum shifts toward Russia's favor. For Ukraine to steer toward the first scenario, several actions are critical. Pre-visit preparation must clearly articulate Ukraine's red lines. No territorial concessions, full participation in negotiating any peace deal, transparent reconstruction oversight led by Ukraine. Public communication should emphasize Ukraine's agency. Kyiv is asking for support, not begging for it. Coordination with European allies is essential. The US cannot act in isolation. A united front protects Ukraine more effectively. The meeting must translate into deliverables, not only speeches, but signed memoranda, visible dollar and equipment flows, and a timeline for delivery. Finally, the strategic word, leverage. Ukraine has leverage right now because of its resilience and the global attention the war still commands. The November US visit must convert that leverage into lasting gains, stronger backing, clearer terms, and a path that safeguards Ukraine's future on its own conditions. If instead the visit is allowed to slide into routine diplomacy, then Ukraine risks losing higher ground. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if you found this update meaningful. And thank you to all of Ukraine's partners for your help and support. Your solidarity remains the foundation of Ukraine's strength.